What is up, guys? Welcome back to Storytime with Ed. So today we're going to be reading Took by Mary Hahn, and the question of the day is, what would you do if you were taken? Comment below. The chapter we are going to be reading in the book Took by Mary Hahn today is Chapter 2. While we waited on the porch, Dad fished a big old-fashioned key out of his pocket. With a lot of effort, he finally got it to turn in the lock. Moonlight followed us inside and cast our shadows across the dusty floor. In front of us, stairs led to the second story. Mom flicked a switch and the shadows fled. To the right was the living room, or maybe the parlor, empty now, except for a fireplace. There 3 tall windows with old-fashioned wavy glass reflected us, standing in the hall, slightly distorted. Like people in a fun house. "Where's our furniture?" Erica asked. "It's coming tomorrow," Mom told her. "But where are we sleeping?" she asked, sounding a bit tearful. "Don't you remember?" Dad asked. "We brought our camping stuff. Sleeping bags for mats, pillows, and blankets. Can I sleep with Mommy?" "Of course you can." Mom put her arm around Erica and hugged her. I was getting pretty tired of Erica's clinging behavior. "What's wrong with you?" I whispered. "You never used to act like this." "I never had to live in the woods before." She turned to Mom. "Are we going to eat wild berries?" "Of course not, sweetie," Dad said. "Whatever gave you that idea?" "That's what happens sometimes in stories." Well, this isn't a story, Erica," Mom said. Dad got an ancient gas stove going, and Mom heated a pot of water. When it boiled, she dumped in noodles and heated a jar of marinara sauce. We ate our first meal in the house, picnic style, in front of the fire. Erica snuggled beside Mom and shared her food with little Erica. The food stuck to the doll's face, and Erica tenderly wiped her clean with a napkin. Later, we all crawled into our sleeping bags and watched what left of the fire fall into ash. The lights were out and the moon shone in through the tall windows. I heard Erica whispering to the doll. "Sometime during the night I woke up. I drank too much soda at dinner, and now I needed the bathroom." I eased out of my sleeping bag and got to my feet. Dad snored, Mom slept like a dead woman, and Erica murmured as if she were dreaming. I tiptoed across the floor and eased the front door open. It was easier to pee outside than find my way upstairs to the bathroom. The moonlight was brilliant and the stars were clustered thickly over my head, more than I'd ever seen in Fairfield. After I finished what I came out to do, I stood on the porch and gazed at the dark mass of woods bordering the field. The night was cold, but as I turned to go inside, I was stopped by a sound in the darkness. A howl, which might have been the wind in the trees, but was scarier. Much scarier. I shivered and edged toward the door. But before I stepped inside, I looked back. Something moved at the edge of the woods. It had gleamed in the moonlight, as white as bone. I heard the howl again, louder this time, and stumbled backward, slamming and bolting the door. "Daniel?" Mom called sleepily. "What are you doing up in the middle of the night?" "I went outside to pee. Something in the woods howled." I slid into my sleeping bag, shivering with cold and fear. "Shh," she whispered. "You'll wake up Dad." Dad, and Erica. "Didn't you hear it?" She shook her head. "It was probably an owl or a fox." "No, I saw it," I told her. "It was as tall as a man, and its head shone in the moonlight." Mom smoothed my hair. "Go back to sleep, Daniel. There's nothing out here. It's dark. You're in a strange place and your eyes were playing tricks on you." I moved a little closer to her. Maybe she was right. She must be right. Monsters didn't run the woods anywhere, but in fairy tales. I closed my eyes and practiced breathing slowly and deeply, but it was almost daylight by the time I fell asleep. When I woke up, sunlight filled the living room. Just as Mom had said, whatever I'd heard and seen in the dark had a natural explanation. Night noises, most likely animals going about their nocturnal business, embellished with my imagination. Moonlight and shadows played tricks on you. The moving truck arrived before we finished breakfast, and Mom put us all to work. We picked our bedrooms first. Mine overlooked the woods, which was not quite as close to the house as I thought the night before, but close enough for me to see a deer pause at the edge of the trees and then vanish into the shadows. The lawns in Connecticut were overrun with deer, but this was a wild deer and therefore more noble than the ones who ate our shrubbery and our flowers and the vegetables Mom tried to grow. Erica's room was across the hall from mine, at the front of the house. Mom and Dad were next to her. The bedroom beside mine was reserved for Dad. His office, he called it. At the end of the hall was a small room, probably a sewing room, Mom said, or a nursery. She claimed it for weaving. The loom will fit just right under the windows, she said. The moving men spent most of the day tramping around the house, upstairs and down, putting furniture where Mom told them to. When they finally drove away, Mom gave us our next task: unpack our clothes and belongings and put them away. I finished first and stopped in Erica's room to see how she was doing. Her clothes lay in a heap on her unmade bed. Her boxes of toys and books sat in the middle of the floor, where the moving men had left them, still taped shut. Erica sat on a window seat, her back to me. She held little Erica. "We don't like it here," Erica whispered to the doll. "It's a bad, scary place. No matter what they say, you and I know, but nobody believes us." Little Erica had nothing to say that I could hear, but my sister bent her head close to the doll as if she were listening to her. "Yes," she murmured. "Yes." I hated to interrupt the weird conversation, but I stepped into the room and said, "Mom told you to put away your stuff, but you haven't even started." Erica whirled around. Her red hair swung like a flag. And so did the dolls. "I'm never going to put anything away until we go home. This is home now." I picked up a box labeled socks and underwear and pried it off the tape. "I'll help you." "Leave my things alone." Erica laid the doll down and snatched the box away. "Get out of my room, Daniel. We don't want you here." "What's going on?" Mom stood in the doorway. "I was just trying to help her unpack." "I don't want him to help," Erica said. "I'm leaving everything just like this until we go home." "Honey, we are home." Mom tried to hug her, but she pulled away. "Home is Connecticut," Erica whispered. "Not here." Mom made a gesture toward the door. "Leave this to me, Daniel." As I left the room, Mom shut the door. I lingered in the hall for a moment. Mom was talking softly. Erica was crying. I found Dad in the basement in front of a huge furnace that looked like something you'd find on Nautilus, all dials and levers, and doors and pipes. A submarine engine only Captain Nemo understood. Steampunk in every way. "Let me see," Dad mused. "It's September. Hopefully I'll have the time to figure out what this monster works before we need it." I pictured a long, cold winter with four of us huddled around the fireplace to keep warm. Or maybe I can tell somebody from the oil company. Dad went on, and he explained it to me. We stood side by side and looked around the basement. It was dark and dank and musty. The ceiling was so low, Dad could barely stand up straight. Pipes festooned with cobwebs hung even lower. The only light was a bare bulb hanging by a cord from a crossbeam. The floor was dirt, the walls stone. The damp air smelled as if it was been trapped down here since the house was built. Once I established myself as a photographer, Dad said, "We'll fix this basement up, replace the furnace with something new that I can understand, put in some windows, maybe a sliding door. I could even build a dark room and get my old film cameras." While Dad was picturing a dark room and sliding glass doors, I was imagining a murderer carrying his victims down the steep, rickety steps and digging graves in the dirt floor. I'm going outside, I told Dad. I could use some fresh air. Leaving him poking around in the junk piles every corner, I found Mom at the kitchen table, busy sorting napkins and tablecloths. Erica was sitting near her, reading bedtime for Frances to little Erica. Neither of them noticed me, so I slipped out the back door to do some exploring. The house looked even worse in daylight. Peeling paint exposed bare gray wood, a gutter dangling from the eaves, and a down spot lay in the weeds. Judging by the numbers of shingles I saw on the ground, the roof probably leaked. The porch floorboards were warped, the railing was loose, and the steps tilted to one side. But behind the house, I discovered a small, tumble-down barn almost hidden under a tangle of wild grapevines, honeysuckle, poison ivy, and brambles. All around it grew a jungle of pokeberry weeds taller than I was. Poisonous berries hung from the red stalks in black clusters like grapes. Sticking out from the weeds were two doorless refrigerators, an old plow, an ancient Ford pickup truck, several rusted air conditioners, and a male-weeded sofa. The town dump, I thought, right in our backyard. What was Dad and Mom thinking when they bought this place? Had they lost their minds? We'd never get this place fixed up. They'll alone clear the junk out. I felt like packing my belongings and sliding with Erica. Maybe between the two of us, we could persuade Mom and Dad to go back to Connecticut. Well, that is the end of Chapter 2 in the book Took, written by Mary Donning Hahn. Hope you guys come back to Storytime with Ed, and don't forget to subscribe, turn on your post notification bell, like, and comment on the question of the day. I will be checking the comment section and hopefully replying back. Stay tuned for more, but Ed's out.